Hey guys, welcome back to CN Silver Creek Sub yet again. Third video in the day, I guess, in the last 2 days. New style video series here. I'm going to call this Chasing Trains, where we follow operations, but it's not as in-depth as the Day in the Life of series. No radio chatter, no RTC chatter. This is just like a faster, easier way to follow a train and see what it does with just my voice in the background, kind of clarifying things. So, not to replace them. I'm still going to come up with something else that's for the hardcore operations lovers for sure. This is just kind of a trial video. And I just finished those two center depressed flats and got two of those Class 1 Model Works transformers. So I definitely wanted to showcase them. And we haven't had a chance to run them on the layout, so I wanted to see if they hit stuff. So today, this is an extra 535. 535 is a train that usually takes traffic from Beaverton Yard here up to Silver Creek for the branch job, and then pulls the stuff off the branch. But it's a Sunday afternoon and nothing's going on. The Silver Creek Sub is pretty quiet, so the train master ordered an extra 535, grab a couple units, and one ballast car to set off at Drumlin, and they're going to grab their spacers here for the dimensional loads. So let's watch that. Okay, train was all together in track 3 there. 6 empty hoppers for spacers for the dimensionals. I've moved dimensionals very, very similar to this in the real world here many times. These are generally D6s, so they have restrictions on them, sometimes over bridges or close to switch stands or trees or signals or whatever. There's lots of instructions to go with them. Marshalling restrictions for these particular loads are 2 loaded or empty spacers on each side of the car that's in the dimensional message, which is the 2 transformers, and then also between a locomotive or a heavy axle load car, which would be like one of those grain cars if it was loaded. Sometimes they're over 286, so they have to have special restrictions. So anyway, 6 empty hoppers there, and then 1 ballast car on the tail end with the Freddy, and they're ready to roll out of the yard here, pull up to the light, and give the RTC a call. So light comes up, and then was limited to stop, and then upgraded to a limited to clear as the rest of the signals past this came in. So they're going to take that, and the signal progression videos, I'll be able to start doing those again too once we get more time back up on the weekend. So limited to clear, proceed limited speed, passing the signal through the turnouts. That's it. So once his tail end gets past the light, he's good for 45 miles an hour, but his tail end's still in the yard, so he can only do 15. So off he goes. I just noticed that he got the wrong signal out of Beaverton. You should have had a limited to limited. So we'll have to talk to signal maintainer Adam about that and get that logic fixed. Limited to clear. So he's going to go through the crossover here and cross over to the south track on his way up to Silver Creek. The van's clear to stop here at Maisie on the south track, which means he'll be going in the hole up there at Bridgeport. So I put out a roster update video today with just low horsepower units like these, 3,000 horsepower or less. If you're looking for a little bit of explanation on what these are and how I did the builds or who built them or who weathered any of the units you see here, check out that roster update video. And with the X535 in the clear at the siding at Bridgeport, the V can take his clear signal and off he goes westbound. Okay, the V is clear. Slow to clear for X535, so they can re-enter the main track here at Bridgeport East, and then around the corner and go into the yard there at Silver Creek. As 535 comes around the corner here, it's going to find itself a restricting signal at Silver Creek West. Sorry, still have the cold. In the yard they go. The first stop they're going to have will be at Drumlin. They got a traymaster told them to set off that loaded ballast car in the back track there, just on top of the hoppers and the customer. And then they're going to run around their train and shove their 6 empty spacers down to the Mammut heavy lift track. And they'll marshal it in appropriately, and then they'll make a run back for Beaverton. So in goes the ballast car. I got 3 of these, just singles, the branch line versions. I have one more I'm hoping to get from OVR. It's not a CN one, though. It's a BCOL. We had a 4-pack of these on where I work for a little while. And it was like 2 of these guys, 1 BCOL, and then 1 of those side dumpers. So I figured since we use live loads here, I'll just keep them on the MOW track down at Beaverton. And then just take, 1, 2, 3, or 4 and tell a train to take them somewhere. And then I'll dump the car out. And then I want to make little, like little ballast piles out of foam or something. So you can unload the car and then just leave the ballast pile there. And then after a couple of operating sessions go by, I'll just take the ballast pile away and put it in the live load shelf, and the cars can start that all over again. So I just thought it'd be a kind of a cool little, another operational thing. So ballast cars set off in the backtrack. Now they're going to take their 6 empty hoppers, shove them up the main. Then they'll run around them through the little passy back siding track here at Drumlin. And then they'll shove them down to the pier. Okay, now the crew is changed ends, and they're now leading from the 4028. That's why the horn's changed, and they'll shove these down now. Alrighty, so to marshal these appropriately, or as per the dimensional messages that comes with cars of this type, 2 empties on the tail end, then a transformer, 2 more empties, then a transformer, then 2 more empties. And if it's marshaled that way, it'll satisfy the restriction of 2 empty or loaded cars in between the transformers, a heavy axle load, or a locomotive, right? So these cars are actually built for CPKC. So they're going to go back down to Beaverton. Oh, sorry, this cold is killing me. And then they'll get picked up by CPKC. No. No. You guys didn't see that happen. Remember what I said? I haven't ran them around the layout before or even switched with them yet. And that's why I wanted to do this video. That's why. Yeah, side swipe. So on that track, the straight track that the loads are and the empties are sitting on right now, that is the track that goes to the salt mine. That's where those the salt cars get pulled into, theoretically, and then shoved back out. So before Greg at Mackerel there started making the Scotty derail that he picked up, that we have all over the layout now, I had a couple miniatures by Eric derails. So I put one in back there, but I put it like probably 4 or 5 inches away from the end of the track. And like, you need something there because it's the end of the track. And if you go off the end of the track, it's a 5-foot drop to the floor, right? So I had to go rip that out, and then I'll put a Scotty derail in right at the back, just to make it so this move can happen. So learning, right? So no damage was done, and no HO scale people were hurt in that event. So all is well. Okay, so the train's all marshaled now. We got our 2 spacers, 1 transformer, 2 more spacers, another transformer, and 2 more spacers. So it's okay to travel now. It's all marshaled appropriately. Everything's all done. They do fit around this corner too, which is good. So now the crew's going to try and head back to Beaverton. Okay, so here they are back at Silver Creek. They're on the horn with the RTC. Hey, RTC, we have a D6. Like to get back to Beaverton if we could from Silver Creek West. RTC says, Sure, you can, but before you do, I have a 385 that has to go by. He's a small little fella. So the X535 is going to hold here at Silver Creek West till that train goes by, and then they can follow them back. The restrictions, so we have car cards here on the Silver Creek sub, and they're pretty generic for the most part. We just wrote them all up, print them off on a printer, and then I put them in like card protectors that you get for like the kids get for Pokemon cards or hockey cards. So they're in a plastic sleeve. But on these ones, I shortened up the routing section, and then I put a little dimensional message on there. So for these D6s, it shows the marshalling restrictions, like for the empty spacers, and then it also says 10 miles per hour over the Silver Creek Bridge up here. And this happens in real life too. There's you get dimensional messages that comes with a dimensional, like anything. The smaller ones have blanket dimensional messages that don't really have many restrictions on them. But these bigger guys, they're like territory specific. So like we have like the Great Lakes division here in southwestern Ontario, so it'll cover all that, like anything you're going to encounter. So yeah, there's 10 per over that bridge right there for this guy. And there goes 385. All right, well, 385 is obviously 2 or more blocks ahead now, so slow to clear Silver Creek West for the X535. So he'll leave the yard here, do 10 per across that bridge, and then take off back for Beaverton. Unfortunately, I ran out of time here at this spot. I would have liked to get some more shots of the train with the transformers on going through the CTC and then back into the yard, but these things take time, like I said. I got the layout update video done, and then I got that roster video done, and then this one's done now. So I told you guys I'd try to make up for the lack of content there. So I did the best I could, but I mean, you know, these things take time. Like an hour and a half just for shooting this one, and then another hour and a half or so of editing, and then another hour of uploading and stuff like that. So, you know, they take a lot of time, but that's why you guys are watching this, right? Or for videos. So I try to do the best I can with what we got anyway. So, all right. With that said, guys, that's all for this one. As always, appreciate it. Cheers. Happy modeling.